Well, hello everybody and welcome back for yet another Sunday look around at what's growing on. Tragically, we are trapped indoors until April, May, well, traditionally June 1st of 2018. But luckily enough, I was able to save a huge number of my pepper plants, and so far, looks like they're still going to be with us. So, let's take a look at those. So, I guess this week we'll start with what's growing on underneath the fluorescent lights. This El Oro de Ecuador is still doing wonderfully well. Again, we can see there's a few on here with some color. And Shocks has committed to a tasting with me. So that'll be coming up probably sometime this week, because there are 3 on there, so I might even be able to talk the boy into joining us for that. Beside it, we've got that billy goat that was looking so ravaged, and yet, look at the comeback. This little billy goat is the comeback king, in my opinion, because clearly I still haven't taken those peppers off. I let them get ripe. You can look at it and see that the aphid wars are raging on, but still, all of that growth, I am so excited about that. The yellow scorpion here is coming along very well, I think. Probably needs to be trimmed, and definitely need to go around here and spray things again. But so far, so look at the garden salsa. So far, everything this winter is coming along really well, in my opinion. This Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion's looking a little wilty. I just watered it. I may have just overwatered it in point of fact. But I'll give it a little time to absorb some of that, perk back up. And we'll see. I may need to dump that out a little bit. Down here we have, this is the Sugar Rush Red that I brought in. And one of them finally showed a little bit of color, but it's like drying up on here. I'll zoom in on that a little bit. I mean, great looking pepper. Get out of the way, leaves. Nice looking pepper, but didn't really go red till it dried, so not quite sure about that one. Again though, we've got lots of aphid infested but still healthy looking growth. So that is really encouraging. It is so nice to come down here and see this sea of green going on. Let's take a look at the hydroponic garden over here. This is that EuroGrower. Nice to see so much color in there. Got the Trinidad Congo coming back, sort of. Not quite the champ that the billy goat over there is, but it's not fully dead yet as the pump kicks in. Work with me. And we've got the Antoy sweet pepper. I think I'm going to taste this one while it's still kind of in the cream stage. It does go to a really nice red, but I got another option on there. I can let that one mature on the plant, see if there's a dramatic difference and which I like better. Got the Hydroponic 2 over there. It's got one ripening up on it, but quite a few others that we're still waiting on. Again, looking fairly healthy. And then the chocolate habanero in the back corner there looks fantastic. Those peppers look pretty amazing. And there are definitely a few on there that are almost ready to try. We'll see if I can talk Shocks into that. We've got the Hydroponic Variation 1. They're both, in theory, the same plant, and yet they gave me such dramatically different peppers. Some nice looking colors on those. Plenty of them there. There'll be a tasting coming up on that soon. Chinese 5 color here. It's got, well, I see at least 3 different colors on there, so that's not bad. Lots of new growth on it. Very exciting. And we've got the Big Sun habanero. Last one here in the hydroponic garden. Again, these all seem to be doing really well. I'm so thrilled with how things are doing as far as the transfer inside, especially considering these ones here were all soil peppers. Then they were rudely yanked out of that, shoved into a bucket of cold water, had the dirt rinsed off, and hastily brought back down here, shoved into the pebbles, and, you know, in true classic bear style, hope for the best. Alright, so prep your eyes. We're going to go check out what's growing on underneath that LED plant light over there. So yeah, spectrum change now. It takes my poor camera so long to adjust to this light, and it still doesn't really do that well. But here we've got the cat mint that I brought in from outside. And I think I said it last week, I'll probably say it again next week. If you want to watch a cat go insane, forget catnip. Grow them some fresh cat mint. Give it a squish, rub it up and down their scratch post. That is a sight to see. We've got the lemon tree, finally transplanted into a larger container. Seems to be doing alright with this light. Better than the camera is anyway. Really not working with me today. Here's that weary pepper. Still a lot of life on there, unfortunately. Aphids are a big part of that life, but the plant's still surviving. Speaking of surviving, here's the Reaper that I clipped back. Seems to be putting on a fair bit of new growth, not really showing up well in the camera. Decided I really like these labeling rocks. I'm going to make a whole lot more of these in the future, but it doesn't really have any bearing on how the plants are doing. Here is the other Reaper. Down beside it here we can see got a little solar-powered swinging bear shock spot me ages ago. Found it buried in some stuff down here. I was curious to see if this plant light would have enough of the right stuff to get it going. Apparently it does. There's the devil's heart back there. Not looking too bad. Dieffenbachia and the solo cup is just absolutely loving life. That thing's going to be huge by spring. Over here we've got the sage. Clearly doing well since coming inside. I think I'm just going to leave it there. We've got yet another coffee plant down there. M.A. Wartrix, we have a second very ripe looking pepper. Not sure how soon that tasting's coming. I really should do it soon, but frankly I'm afraid. I am afraid. 1 to 1.2 million Scoville units is what the chart says for the M.A. Wartrix. Although, talking to Revtos, he said his turned out to be like really red, really wrinkly and bumpy. These don't really look too terribly wrinkly or bumpy or red. So if anybody's got any thoughts on what this might actually be or what it might have crossed with, hit me up with those in the comments below, and that would be fabulous. See down here we've got the rosemary. Did not like being outside one bit, but it is absolutely loving this LED light. Coming back with a vengeance, which is fantastic because it took forever. Believe it or not, this little plant is like 2 years old. I'm not sure. You can check back on the Seeds of the Day videos. There's a little playlist I was doing a while back. But yeah, pretty close to 2 years. Takes forever to start rosemary. I'm not sure I want that to die off. Got a little spider plant down here. Conveniently enough, got a little spider webbing going on in there. Here's the Tabasco plant. To purchase this as a start from, I think this was at the Home Depot. So I figured I'd try and bring it in, try and save it, because I've never grown a Tabasco pepper before. The sauce is pretty much a classic. If you look at the tag, it's supposed to be pretty productive. So we'll see. We'll give it another year to grow, maybe take it back outside, see if it looks as productive as the picture. My little standard habanero, again, this is one of the ones that I bought as a start. It's got such beautiful shape, I just couldn't let it die. Finally getting some color on that one fruit that it does have. Lost a lot of the flowers that it had when it came in, but I'm going to be honest with you. As long as it lives, I'm happy, because this will be a beautiful plant. Might even have a little, what do they call it, bonichi, when you go all bonsai plant with your pepper trees. Yeah, might try that with this. Gonna have to see. Gonna have to see. And then the last couple peppers, we've got this poor 7-pot yellow brain strain. I don't know. Should probably give up on it, but it has fought so hard. So hard. So I can't. It's got too much fight. And then the Nepalese bell that still hasn't been transplanted. I found a great pot for it though. It's upstairs on the dryer. I need to wash it off and bring it in. It's ripened up quite nicely for me. I see a cat sneaking into places where the cat is not supposed to be. Gordon, I see you, dude. Right, well apparently it's time for me to wrap this up, but Yes, fear not, I will be transplanting the Nepalese bell. And yeah, there we go. So far things are looking pretty good down here in the dungeons. Trying to work with that cat. I'm trying to compromise with him. I'm like, you can come on the stairs. You can see pretty much everything down here. Look around. Just stay off the floor. It's nasty. I don't want all the dirt everywhere. But no. He's got to do his own thing. Cats, they're so independent. It's probably why I'm a dog person. Anywho, if you're still around at this point, well, thank you so much for sticking around and listening to the babbling and taking a look at all them there peppers. And I'm guessing you'll probably be tuning in for that El Oro de Ecuador taste test. Like I said, Shocks has agreed to join me for that, so it should be interesting. Put down your beverage before you click play on that video. All right, until then, take care, everybody.